In this video, I'm going to show you how to make these really cool things with stuff you'd normally be throwing away. So if you want to see how to do that, well then stick with me. What's up, Glue Dots? I'm Elaine, the Midnight Crafter, and as you saw, today's DIY is taking some things that you would normally throw away and turning them into something that you could actually even give as a gift. I love those kind of projects, and I have to give credit where credit is due on this one because this idea came to me from one of the fabulous Glue Dots out there, Rebecca Nichols. She had commented on another post that I had done, another video. I will link somewhere, maybe in one of the tags, the little thing up here, and you will see where I got the idea from. But she commented on that, and I don't know if this is what she had in mind, but this is kind of what came to my mind when she commented. So thank you, Rebecca, for the inspiration, and you'll be able to see what I do with it. Before we get started, I would love if you join my Glue Dot family, and you can do that by hitting the subscribe button down below. It's that red thing that says subscribe, and the bell next to it, which will inform you every time I upload a new video. Also, well, of course, the thumbs up. We would love the thumbs up. But what I was going to say is below that exciting new announcement, I started my little apparel line. So if you're interested at all in one of these really adorable little, this looks like boobs. Okay, one of these really adorable little Midnight Crafter shirts, then you can also order that there. I have a couple different designs for you. So if you're interested, take a look. Anyway, let's get to this DIY and let me show you what I came up with. Thanks to Rebecca. Let's do it. So getting started, the first thing we're going to do is we have our little ornament tops here, and we're going to just take this wire piece out of here and do that to all of your pieces. And what we're going to be doing is flattening out these little ornament tops, and some of them we will probably be bending back upwards a little bit. So go ahead and flatten them all out, and then we're going to paint them. What I'm going to do is mostly use white paint, put a little bit of that on, and then you're just going to put a slight little dab of the black. It's great if you have a nice dry brush, something that's kind of real bristly, not real soft, real bristly. I think they're all real bristly, but anyway. So dip into your white paint and then kind of tap it off, and then very, very slightly into your black paint. I mean, like I barely touched that. And then just go over and kind of paint it on if you need a little more black. Just barely tapping into that black and going over this just a little bit in different places so that it doesn't look so clean and new. So here's the comparison between the two. You can kind of see, give it a little bit of a rougher look. So you can go through, do that to all of them and do both sides, because some of the flowers we're going to be bending up the petals on it. So you want those to look nice on both sides. Next, you're going to be painting your can sort of in the same way. Mostly what I ended up doing is mostly the white. The black really does go a long way, so mostly the white. It does get a little grayish looking, which is fine too, but you don't have to be super neat and tidy about it. Just kind of put that paint on there. The other thing you can do with this, if you'd like a kind of another rustic feel, is cover this with some of the wood grain contact paper. That's another option if you don't want to do the paint, but I kind of like the paint. It's almost not quite a whitewashed, but sort of that type of thing. And just so that you know, also I am leaving I'm leaving 3 of these unpainted because I'm going to be using those. I do like to give you guys some options for doing, if you're not into the shabby chic or if you're not into the farmhouse decor, to at least give you the option of a glam style as well. So we got our can just about painted here, And then we're going to have to let everything dry. Those pieces, we'll be working on these while the rest of them dry. And here's what we've got. Okay, I've got my cans and those pieces painted. While we're waiting on those to dry, we're going to work on our Glam piece. So I have various embellishments to use. I have some Bling Wrap. I found a pearl, and I have one of these plastic gems from Dollar Tree. So whatever you might have around, if you have even some old brooches or things like that too, you can use those. So the first one I'm going to put, that's going to be on the bottom. The next piece that we're going to put, you're going to give it a little bit of bend back up to your petals. Super basic stuff, guys, but gosh, I was so excited because they make such great little embellishments for things. It's kind of fun to use stuff that would have normally gotten thrown away. And then what we're going to do is we're going to glue this down. You're going to offset it from the other piece below. And we're going to use our E6000 and hot glue for that. Okay, pretty basic so far. I've got those two glued together. The next one, what we're going to be doing, we're actually going to take this piece and we're going to cut. We're going to be cutting from one of these slits to kind of to the center there, but may as well do it where the hole is. Have my little slit cut in that. And what we're going to be doing is taking and bending this so that the one piece goes underneath the other, making it so that it makes a little bit of a cup shape. So our two pieces here on the ends, we're going to overlap two of them just like that, and we're going to get a little bit of a cup shape on it. And we're going to be gluing under these two pieces that are overlapped. So on one I'm going to put hot glue, and on the other one I'm going to put the E6000. Now I'm going to be slightly bending out these petals as well on this top, on this piece that's going to be on the top here, our little cup shape. And then because this has a cone shape to it, it's obviously not going to give us much surface area to glue to this. So what I did in order to help out with that is take a little bit of my Bling Wrap. I'm going to try about 8 pieces there, and it's easiest if you just wrap them around a pencil or a pen or something. And what we're going to be doing is just making like a little ring for this to go on to here so that this can rest in it and have sort of a base. So I'm just taking a pen and wrapping around. I'm going to put a tiny bit of glue just on part of it there, just so that it will stick together and make our little circle. And don't glue it to the pen, just make your little circle. So once you have that, you're just going to take it off the pen, and that's what you've got, this little guy. Flip over your little flower piece, that top one that's cone shaped, and we're going to be gluing this right onto the back of it so that it creates a base, just like that. It's going to put in this piece that we just made, and we're going to be gluing it right directly onto our other one. Now's the part where you get to kind of have fun and be creative on this and how you want to decorate it. So what you can do, if you'd like, you can cut individual little pieces of your Bling Wrap and glue one on each point. You can throw a pearl in there. You can throw in your plastic gemstone in there. Whatever feel that you kind of like. What I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to go ahead and glue the pearl in there. I think that will look nice. And then I might glue a little bit of some Bling Wrap around inside of there. Now, if you're going to do, this is a neat little trick that I learned. I believe it was from Luann Skaggs. So you have your piece of Bling Wrap, and it has string on both sides. If you go through and cut the string just on the one side, then that will allow the Bling Wrap to get a bend. So if you want to go ahead and put it on a curved area, then it will bend a lot easier and be a lot more flexible. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to make the curve. Just make sure you don't cut through both sides, just the one string. Now on mine, I'm going to go ahead and try and glue this around on the inside. And you'll see that you can get that curve really nicely because we cut those strings on the one side. Now, if we didn't cut the string, it wouldn't curve. This I'm going to glue on with E6000 so I have some time to position it. Now, there's a little bit of space inside here. And on this flower, I think I'm going to go around and put these Mardi Gras beads in there just to add an extra little touch. So I've decided also on this one that I'm going to glue a few of these little, the Bling Wrap individual pieces around on some of the ends of the petals. And now these are completely dry. So we're going to do the same thing with our painted ornament pieces that we did with the Glam ones, and we're just going to bend them and glue them together to form our more farmhouse style or shabby chic flower. Now for the base of the farmhouse one, to get it to lay properly on here, I'm actually going to just be using, instead of Bling Wrap like we did on the Glam one, I'm just going to use a bit of twine and wrap it around probably something small, something like a pen, again like we did with our Glam, with our Bling Wrap. Just wrap it around a few times just to create a little bit of a kind of a pocket for that thing to sit in. A tiny bit of glue there just to hold it all together. And then we have this little guy. So we're going to use this to make sure that our flower sits upright. Go ahead and glue that on there. That's the idea, and you're going to put it there and then put your other flower piece to sit on it, giving a little bit of variety to my different looks. That's what makes it more fun. For the center of this last little flower, because I did buttons and things on the other ones, I'm going to make the little pokey doohickey thingies that stick up in flowers. I don't know what they're called. Here we have our little pokey doohickey, and I'm just going to add some glue to the bottom of this and glue it to the center of my flower. And that's what I've got for this one. So just some other options so that you guys, gives you some more ideas. So what we're going to work on next, we have our can that's painted. We have our flowers that are ready to go. We're going to take and wrap around my can, wrap around some twine. As much or as little as you want, kind of haphazardly, a little messy if you want, just kind of gives it a little bit of character. And then we're just going to take and start attaching our flowers to that. So here's one piece that we're doing. Another thing we can do is I have this Dollar Tree frame, and we're going to just take and glue a couple of flowers onto that. What I'm going to do also to kind of tie this in a little bit with and coordinate with our others is take my frame, and I'm going to be gluing some twine around this bottom corner sort of on an angle. So starting in the back, add a little bit of glue. Start at the lower part of where you're going to be wrapping, because otherwise it just starts sliding down. You are going to have to add a little bit of glue to the side. Once you get that first one glued down, it's a lot easier. I'm going to wrap it around as many times or as few times as you want, and then finish it off in the back. And then you can pick whichever one of your flowers, or if you want a couple of your flowers on there. Play with it, find what you like. And by the way, while we're talking about liking, if you like my videos and you're enjoying my crafts, please stop what you're doing right now and go down there and hit that like button. And also, if you haven't subscribed already, sure would love to have you as a member of our Glue Dot family. And here's another piece. So these could go as a set for somebody. So for the Glam version, I bought this white frame at Daiso. I know that Dollar Tree has white frames as well. I found this one, I really liked it. I know a lot of you don't have a Daiso near you. And what I'm going to be doing with this is taking some of my Bling Wrap and just doing a single row around to frame out the 4 sides here, and then I'll be attaching my flower. And that's what we have on that one. For the container to go with my Glam frame to use my other Glam flower, I picked up one of these at Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to use my E6000 and my hot glue to attach that right onto the front of this. And there you have it. So let me get to showing you all of these set up and decorated and show you how you can use them. Don't forget to subscribe. Love you guys. You're the best. Glue dots rock.